Down to do it. Down to do it. Down to do it. This is Lee Dort and I'm down to dunk. This is Lee Dort and I'm down to do it.
I'm Josh Giddey and I'm down to dunk. Hey, this is Kenny Hustle and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Darius Baisley and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Mike Muscala and I'm down to dunk.
This is Poku and I'm down to dunk.
I love cereal. Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cracklin Oat Bran.
Oh, I can have these. I'm gonna share with my team, but I'm gonna hog most of it.
Am I? Good morning and welcome to episode 1, 2, 0 of Down to Dunk. You can find us on The Athletic and anywhere else you subscribe to your podcast. Go to theathletic.com/down to dunk and get The Athletic for $1 a month for 6 months. I'm Luke. Enjoyed this morning by Andrew.
But I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. Woo!
Slam through.
And Taylor.
Here I go again on my own. Down the only road I've ever known. Like a drift out. Slide through.
Oh, no. No, Jay.
No joke. No Jay.
Jay.
No Jay, no joke.
Jay heard the post game last night and decided that he couldn't handle it.
I'll just tell you this. Being on the podcast was not his plan A today.
It was definitely not Jay's plan A.
Not his plan
today.
A.
So really one of the more interesting post games that we've had in, honestly, years. Because
the last one that was the last post game that's interesting is what is in KD's backpack.
That is not true.
That is not true.
I wish it was true. That's not true.
Fine. What was in Poku's fanny pack? Similar thing.
Similar. So last night, and it really started yesterday at practice, I asked Mark about the conversations that he's had with Shea since he's been out and what that's been like. And he kind of started with that he has conversations with him that are very blunt.
Explicit.
Yeah, explicit.
That means he's cussing in the
He probably is.
conversation.
He probably is. Mark got super mad at Trey last night during the game and told him to get to his effing spot.
Dang.
So I would not be surprised if they were actually explicit. But yeah, I mean, it started yesterday, and then we got to actually talk to Shea and Josh last night. And Josh was mostly pretty normal, acted a little nervous to talk about it, but for the most part, he was just like, listen, like, we want to be the best, backcourt in the NBA, yada, yada. He's said all the right things. And like, to Shea's credit, Shea said all the right things too. It was just that his vibe was just kind of low. He sat back away from the mic. He wasn't talking very loud. It was honestly hard to understand him. I asked him a couple questions, and I don't know that I could tell you one thing he said.
Really?
I couldn't understand him. However, I did take the audio from Joe's questions, and I'm just going to play it so that we don't misconstrue Shea's words, so we can talk about his words and how he said them. I actually had to take the audio, and I had to blow it up so that we can actually hear him. So here it is on the pod. This is Shea and Joe Masato.
Mark also said that moving forward, when you and Josh play together, that Josh might be on the ball more and you'll be off. Like, how did you sort of take that news, or what do you think of that plan moving forward?
I think it kind of goes back to what I just said. Josh was really good last weeks, obviously. And me as a player, I don't want to hinder that at all. myself coming back. And I know to be one of the best teams in the league, you want to be very soon. You got to have multiple guys that can to play on the ball. I learned that early in my career, so it was no big.
Does it help that you mentioned earlier in your career, like 2 years ago, you're playing alongside Chris Paul and Dennis. You were off the ball a lot. Like, do you lean back on some of that and know that you can be a threat off the ball and are comfortable in that position?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something. Obviously, it's still not my plan A, but it's something that you have to sacrifice to be a really good team. I know that. I learned, like I just said, I learned that early on. I learned that early on in my career with that team. We were really good. Obviously, we had a lot of threats on that team, and you had to sacrifice. Each guy had to sacrifice to the better the team, and the results, we were really good. I think it doesn't change no matter what team you're on. You get to a point where it's a sacrifice.
Thanks, Shay.
So honestly, it's really not that much.
You know, and I think as I was listening to that, I was like, I bet you had to be in the room to get the vibes that you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of emotion in his voice. Like, he's just kind of droning on about, and the words are the right words, right?
Right. And that's why, like, y'all are going to know more than we are. Because even if we caught post-game clips on Twitter or after the game or whatever,
Yeah.
we're still not going to know.
The
But
quotes,
y'all are there all the time.
Yeah. He said the right things. And I don't know why he was acting the way that he did after the game. Like, is he upset that they lost? Is he upset that they gave up 30 points in like 5 seconds to the Suns there at the end? Is he
diarrhea?
Does he have diarrhea? Did he have an argument with his girlfriend? Is there, like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea why he acted that way. That's why I'm extremely interested to see how he acts like post game tonight after the Indy game. Especially if they lose, you know.
I was gonna say if they win.
If they win, then he'll be happy.
Yeah.
So it's just something to. It's not something to say like this is the. I actually do think this is kind of the beginning of moving in the right direction with Shay and Josh, because before I don't think that they were handling it correctly, as in like this is not how they're going to play for the rest of their careers. Last night is closer to how they're going to play for the rest of their careers together, which I think is very good. I think it's good that Mark recognizes it. Mark is implementing it now. He's not shying away from the questions. He actually, like Mark's, I'm going to post more of Mark today on Twitter because I think it's really worth listening to, because he did not shy away from anything, which is great. And privately, I know that he doesn't either. So, like, the communication is open. Whether Shay acted like that, I don't know what the reason was, but I think it's really good because Josh is only going to thrive if he's on the ball. If Josh is the off-ball player and Shay is the on-ball player, then they're going to have issues forever.
Mm-hmm.
If Josh is the one initiating the offense and Shay is the one moving, because when he moved, the defense moved, and you kind of got a churn going. And if you had like actual shooters out there, that's where you can see like the Thunder actually weaponized.
Well, and I felt like they used him a lot in a way where if there was another ball handler, Shay would just kind of stay kind of really far up top, right?
Yep.
As like a release valve or something. Release valve?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
He's a
right.
Big old release valve. And then if he has room and he just starts going downhill, it was almost like, well, this didn't work over here. All right, give it to Shay. He can just go handle it.
Yeah. And another thing is
relieve valve?
Release. Yeah, you had it right.
You had it right.
In the past, I think that this maybe wouldn't even been a thing at all, because we could be in the locker room and we could see them interact. Because now all we sit in a room and we wait for them to walk up to the podium. And they walk up to the podium and we see them by themselves, and then we get to see them walk out. So if we had seen like Josh and Shay like give a handshake after the game, like walking out of the locker room or whatever, like maybe it's like, oh yeah, they're cool. Like this is fine. And I don't think that there's like a rift between those two. Like I've never gotten that sense. They played really well last night together. However, when people are like, does being in the locker room actually add anything or give you anything? Like, absolutely it does, because you can feel the vibe of the whole entire team and what's going on within that group. And also you can talk to different guys, off the record and get a better feel for everything that's going on. Whereas now it's like we only get them on the podium in an extremely controlled environment, in front of cameras, in front of microphones, where like you don't learn as much, I'll say.
And so from the NBA's perspective on that, does Adam Silver not really care if media, or he cares if media doesn't go back into the locker room because it's easier to control narratives and control what people say and stuff that way?
Yeah, it's possible, but this is an example of that backfiring last night, in my opinion, because we get this flat version of Shea in a pivotal moment like this. Like, I believe this is a pivotal moment for this iteration of the team, that it is now Josh is going to have the ball a lot more and Shea is going to learn to play off ball, said by the coach yesterday. It's a pivotal moment for this group. And for Shea to be flat at a pivotal moment makes it weird.
Yeah, that's right. Because the thing is that I think that like Shea right now is better than Josh Giddey.
100% better.
Okay. But that will not always be the case, I don't think.
I don't know whether it's the case or not. He's just a better suited player off ball.
Right. When next to Josh Giddey, who's better suited on ball. And it can be as simple as that.
But the worry is obviously that this is like, this is going to be a bigger issue down the road, because this is like cracks are starting to show, and like maybe Shea's not happy with that.
I don't know if it's, and that's a hard thing though. Is like, is it really a crack? Like, I don't know. I don't know that it really is, because we don't know what it is. It's hard to decipher what it was last night. We do know it. To me, if there was actually like a crack in it, they wouldn't have played. There's actually a crack right down the middle.
Right down the middle. Let me ask you a question. Was there something kind of stinky about it?
It's a little hairy,
That's a crack.
It was a hairy situation.
That's a crack.
The offense flowed way better than it had between the two of them, like the second quarter on. First quarter was a mess. That was some of the worst basketball I've ever seen. First quarter basketball. It was horrific. Second quarter on, they played well.
Yeah.
And Shea seems to get it. And that's the thing with Shea that we've always talked about, right? It doesn't matter the kind of player that we get. We can get any kind of guy, and Shea will just kind of fit in and do his thing. Well, here it is. It's here. Because Shea last year, it was like, we got really nobody. So Shea, you just do everything. And now it's like, we got somebody. Now Shea has to do the thing that we've said all along that Shea could do, and that's fit in around him. And Shea said the right things. Like, we played the audio for you. Like, he said the right things, that they want to be one of the best backcourts in the NBA. They want to be. Actually, Josh said that. He said that like he understands that he has to sacrifice. It wasn't his plan A, which I guess his plan A is being like James Harden or something.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
it's like there's not a lot of like Dwayne Wade, even right now, Donovan Mitchell. Like, there's all these guys that are the best players on their teams that aren't the on ball, I guess you would say on ball number one player.
He still got 30 last. He still got 30 last night.
32, I think,
and efficiently.
Yeah.
Which, that's the thing about it, that he will learn this over the course of these next few weeks, is that Josh is going to help him be more efficient. He was a more efficient player last night than he has been most of this season.
And I get it. It feels good when like you have the ball in your hand and you hit a step back three.
And they're going to need him to do that.
Yeah.
Once this becomes a playoff team, they're going to need him to be the guy that gets you a bucket when the offense is, when you're not running the offense. Because when it comes down to like the last like 5 minutes of a playoff game, a lot of times it's not your offense that gets you there. It's your superstar just making something out of nothing.
Which Shea is really good at.
And Shea can do that. And there will be times even outside, obviously there'll be times outside of the playoffs where you'll need him to do that. And he will continue to do that. It's not like the ball is only in Josh Giddey's hands. Like, Shea is going to run the offense too.
So maybe it's nothing, but also maybe it's just, it feels like it's something to Shea more than it actually is something to
It's
to
a
change his
it
role.
is a shift.
You know?
It is a change,
Mhm.
and I don't know. I mean, not everybody reacts great to changes, but I do
Mhm.
think that it's the best thing for Shea. It's the best thing for this team, and
And
well,
it's the best thing for yo mama.
The other thing is how we've talked about this before, how hard it would be to go and have to sit in a room and answer questions after losing.
yeah, and I think that is totally a part of how these guys feel. Like they hate, and there's part of going in there where you like. I want them to lose every game, but there's also part of me that wants them to win, so that I can ask Shea about his funny coat.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if they won the game, I'm totally asking him, what in the world do you call your hood that you wore last night, your coat that you wore last night?
That shows just this
Just like
face.
just this tiny window of your face.
He looked
what?
he looked like an Among Us.
Oh, that's what it was. I was
Yeah.
going to ask you what video game.
Yeah, Among Us. That's what he looked like.
Yeah, I would have, if they would have beat the Suns, we would have had that content. But it was definitely like not. You just listen to him talk for like 2 sentences. You're like, yeah, not asking him about his coat tonight.
If you do ask him about a coat, can you be as condescending as possible? Or like you could say it like this. What do you call that funny little coat of yours, Trey?
I would just say, what do you call that? What do you call your jacket? Does your jacket have a name?
He's like, a jacket. It's just a jacket.
It's just a jacket, man. We would have gotten. It would have been so just awkward, weird.
Ask him to justify his jacket.
Can you justify your jacket? Hey, speaking of that, Kyle Singler was at the game last night.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah.
Why?
Making a comeback.
Why was he here?
I think he's here.
Did he ever leave?
He
He's here
lives
sometimes.
here?
Yeah.
Did he ever leave?
What?
I think he lives here, not all the time, but I think that he lives here sometimes. So
What do you know that you're not saying?
Take John's back to it bigger in victory. Take John's back to it bigger in victory.
I'm Tayshawn. This is my victory. Zion. I know this has been all over Twitter, but I want to talk to the boys about it.
Mm-hmm.
So JJ Redick calls Zion out for being a bad teammate. I guess Zion's being a bad teammate because he won't talk to CJ McCollum, and there's some other things going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So then Zion starts posting about teammates a lot more on Instagram and all that.
Posted team highlights.
Team highlights.
Team
Yesterday he posted "My Dogs for Life" or something like that. It's just so funny to me. And so, have y'all ever had a bad teammate, or were you ever a bad teammate? You had to, set some energy straight, set someone straight.
I've been a bad teammate.
Really?
Yeah, I had a class in college where it was like a 4-person thing.
Oh, I know.
Right? Where
Okay.
you had to do like some like sociology or something. We had to do a presentation. Well, we didn't like link up and get it done, but 2 of the like 4 people got together and knew each other and did it. So I was like, well, I'm gonna walk in tomorrow and it's like not gonna be like, they're gonna grade me and grade me bad. So I was like,
As they should.
So I was like, so I got there and I was like, guys, I tried to call you. I tried to call you guys last night, but I didn't.
Did you really?
No, this is a lie.
Oh, man.
But what I had done is I had put together my own PowerPoint. I was like, I didn't know if you guys were going to do it. I want to make sure it's done. So I did a PowerPoint. Not very well.
You just did something so they would think you really tried.
Yes. And so I'd get
And
the
so
good
they
thing.
let you in
And so
on
they
their
let
thing.
me in. I was like, well, I have some information. So like wherever stuff from because I printed out my PowerPoint too. So I was like, well, whenever I did not let them see it, but I was like, whenever something from mine that I think would fit in really well, I'll just start talking about it and then you guys can go on.
Yeah.
And they're like, great. And I was like, and I looked at the 4th person. I was like, well, what did you do? Nothing. Bad grade. Bad guy, middle guy,
Wow.
me, them, good guys.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You did that?
The
I was-
definition of like fake it till you make
I
it.
faked it. I was a bad teammate.
That's really bad. Well, not only
It wasn't
because
that bad. I could
I
have
mean,
not
when you
done it.
said it was someone, When you came in, you were easily the worst one.
No,
You come
no.
in.
I was not the worst one. The one guy didn't do it at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a worse than me.
But was he the honest one?
Yes, he said.
What's worse?
I didn't do it. I don't know. Only God can judge me.
That's true.
You are not admitted into heaven. That one
Bad
time,
teammates.
that one time in sociology, you lied.
You did not know the depths of hell. How can you love the glory of heaven?
That's me falling. That's me falling down the hole he pulls like Mr. Burns. Bad teammate. My dogs fly. I regret nothing.
I'm trying to think. when
Andrew, I
I've been
can't see you being a bad
a
teammate.
bad teammate. I'm sure I have been.
I'm sure I have been to my wife more than anyone else.
Oh,
You want to give an example?
Mr. Taylor in the doghouse.
Yeah, dog. I think it would just be more like
Not washing your dishes, leaving them in the sink.
Are you leaving those dishes in the sink?
it would be stuff like that where it was like she'd say, "Hey, before you go to work, can you take the trash out or something like that?" So yeah, babe, and then
Don't do it.
Don't do
You
it.
flip her off?
Wow.
Flip her off. Yeah.
No,
Wow.
man.
That
I
is
can't
that
do
is
that.
Flip her
being a
off,
very
dude.
bad teammate.
Flip her off. Say, you don't deserve me taking the trash out.
Dang, man.
Mhm.
Show her.
Yeah. I don't treat her like this at all.
Yeah.
It's more like I just forget to take the trash out.
Oh yeah.
It'll
Definitely.
be better, man.
Nora's kind of a bad teammate. My daughter.
She's a child.
God.
Children
She
are
doesn't
bad
think
teammates.
about it. Yeah, they don't even think about what you.
There's
wanna
a
be.
constant rift and crack.
Yeah,
in
definitely.
in that team.
We know.
Definitely.
You know the only reason she's a bad teammate?
Well, bad coach.
Bad coaches.
Yeah.
Ted John's factoid figure inventory. Ted John's factoid figure inventory.
You ready to deep dive a little bit? deep dive a little bit. Guys,
Just a little bit.
war is coming.
Oh God.
I'm speaking specifically about LeBron James and the
Oh,
Lakers.
thank God.
He described their position, LeBron versus the Lakers, as if war was coming.
He did.
Look, why would he use that phrase this week?
I don't know, man.
Everything LeBron does is intentional.
Man,
Very calculated.
I just thought I was like, I just don't think he has one. I don't think he ran this statement by anyone else.
No.
Because anyone else had been like, or he doesn't have people behind him that aren't just yes men saying, yeah, that's great, man. Say that.
Yeah, he also just put a lot of social media people in peril this week because like Kurt Helin put out the tweet. It was probably even a scheduled tweet. It was like right when things were happening or about that. And it was
what?
He had to like issue an apology.
Yeah, it's not his fault. LeBron said it. But it's so weird. And LeBron's, like, I don't know if LeBron's like saying stuff about all those other GMs as to Lakers owners being like, this is the GM you should bring in, or to those GMs like, you should draft my son.
I think he's just more saying like, here's some GMs that are doing stuff that's good.
There's something, but there has to be something behind
Listen,
it.
4 hours ago, did you see this? He retweeted the Miami Heat, who posted like all these past Heat players from the top 75 NBA player thing. And he said, plenty of heat. Fire, 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 fire. Represented. 305, stand up and proud.
He's being so weird.
He's being super weird about other teams.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like anything else.
I'm saying that he's like putting his GM on blast is what I'm saying.
I know, but why would you do that?
Because he didn't do anything at the trade deadline.
I know, but that's just so weird. I mean, he wants him to be fired.
I think he would. But it's funny because it's all the choices that LeBron made himself
Yeah.
that he can easily blame on Rob Pelinka.
But then I also think he's saying that he's saying things right now to boost his son's draft, like stock.
Saying that I'll go play
Like
for
I
any
will go
team.
play with the team. I want to play with my son. I will play with my son no matter what it takes. Money is not an issue. Like
Yeah.
some team is going to get LeBron on a minimum. Whoever drafts his son, like
Sacramento Kings, baby.
I don't know.
What's the worst team that LeBron would say, like, he might question if he goes?
Sacramento would definitely be on the list.
Yeah. I don't know. I can kind of see LeBron in a Sacramento jersey.
It's
The
still
King and the Kings.
Yeah.
It's still
I can kinda see
and
it.
it's still
Orlando.
God, why can I just vision? I can picture LeBron in every jersey.
Yeah. The Knicks would definitely do it.
Oh my God. The Knicks would trade everything they have right now. Everything that's good right now.
The
happening
problem
for
is
the
that
Knicks.
Bronny just might not be that good.
It doesn't seem like he is, but it seems like LeBron is trying to get him into the NBA. Just no, like some teams gonna put like, draft him way higher than they should because of that statement.
And it may work out for him just fine.
Yeah.
To get, I mean, honestly, it will make you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because if honestly, a team like Detroit is another one that's on the no-no list, But if you're having trouble with attendance,
Oh yeah,
just draft Bronny with your 23rd pick or whatever, or trade for the 23rd pick and draft Bronny. And then it's a wasted pick for Bronny. But if it gets you LeBron for a year, you're sold out every night. Everybody wants to come watch.
So my question is, should the Thunder do it?
Yes.
How fun would that be?
It would be awesome.
So fun.
What if the Thunder at that time need a power forward? It's like we just need a power forward,
And then we're good to go.
and that's our final missing piece. We've got Giddey and Shea and
But
Chet and they're all rising, and it's like we don't have a good power forward.
But here's the thing. Here's the question. Because LeBron didn't say I want to be on the same team as son. He said I want to play with my son. So what he says, if I am playing in the game, Bronny has to be
play in the game at the same
so
time.
for me to have playing minutes, he has to be in the game with me.
Whoa.
Would
That's
you still
interesting.
would you
That's
still
true.
do it?
Oh yeah,
Would be awesome.
And this is real though for the Thunder, okay? Say we do have a team and like LeBron James being on the team would push you into championship contention. It is worth it to then draft Bronny wherever you need to
without a doubt.
if you know LeBron's coming for the championship.
Well, the draft night of the Bronny draft will be so fun because it will be Bronny watch
Yeah.
all night. Where does he go? Who's going to pull the trigger the fastest? Do the
Yeah.
Kings, when the Kings inevitably have the 9th pick in that draft because they have the 9th pick every year, would they spend the 9th pick
Yes.
to bring LeBron to your team for a year?
Oh,
Okay.
I think definitely.
Also, LeBron could totally just be BSing this whole thing to get Bronny's draft stock higher and then come up with some reason or some excuse to not do it.
He's like, oh, I'm under contract.
Yeah. Or he's like, man, it just didn't work out. Like,
I wish it would work
but
out for us to play
I
together.
really wish it would have worked out.
The Kings are stuck with Bronny at the 9th pick in like a generational draft.
Yeah.
Bronny is their new Papa Giannis.
That'd be great.
Oh, that would be great. You know what else is great?
Potatoes.
Advertisements.
Ads.
I love ads.
Here's some
My
advertisements for you.
brands.
My brands.
All right, we're back from that quick break, and now it's time for some
Twitter questions.
Our first Twitter question comes from @AveryM12BC, who says that they are currently waiting outside a McDonald's in the snow for someone to bring him a spare key because he locked his in the car, and McDonald's won't let them wait inside. Have any of you guys locked your keys in the car? If so, was it this bad? Just go inside and buy a coffee.
I have a really
Buy a
good.
McMuffin. You can sit there.
I gotta lock my keys in the car story.
Lay it on.
High school.
Such a freaking drag.
Such a drag.
I don't want to carry books in a heavy bag. It's a song. It was a song. From
I just got it.
a song from a band when we were in high school.
Yes, yeah.
That's great. Okay. I'm going to pick up a girl for a first date at her parents' house. Okay.
Wow.
Pull up. By the way, this was like kind of like a summer.
Summer fling.
Yeah, summer
Summer-
fling.
summer
We were
catch.
talking very exciting, very like, oh my gosh, well now it's gonna be real. It's just gonna be her and I the first time, whatever. So I go, I'm 16, pull up.
What's her
Park.
name?
Her name?
Yeah.
Paige.
Oh,
You don't know her. She's married now. I'm also married now. I was 16.
Such a shame.
Anyway, I pull up, park the car, leave the car running, get out of the car, realize, wait, my car's still on, and I know I locked the car. I locked the keys in my car with the car running. As the only place I can go is to her parents' house to ask them to help me out. So I pull up, they meet me for the first time, about to take their daughter out. My car's running, keys are locked in the car. Dad comes out.
Oh no.
Dad comes out trying to get this stuff going. This is what ends up happening. Dad says, you know what? I'll stay here. I'll call my AAA, have them come out, get your car, whatever. Paige's mom drives us to the mall, drops us off at like Cholino's, and we have a first date. And then I come back, and then that was it. And of course, nothing ever happens after this ever again.
How
Between
was
Paige and I.
was the date awkward?
Yeah, it was hella awkward. It was terrible.
That's such a, because you start off and like, God, I'm such an idiot, and that's all you can
dude,
talk
yeah.
about for the
And
next 2
it's
hours.
like,
and
that's
what a
all I can
moron you
think.
are.
And she's probably embarrassed too, because she's like, oh my
my
God,
gosh,
my parents are now so involved in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, that is a really
Man,
good
that
story.
sucks.
That is a wonderful story.
So yeah, and like when we're done with the date, we have to like call her mom and be like, hey, we're done. Can you come pick us up?
We're done dating.
Yeah. Really terrible.
Forever. We're done dating.
Yeah, exactly. That was really the end of anything happening.
Oh no.
My old car, it was not like power locks, you know.
Yeah.
You had to like turn the key or lock it from the door.
Yeah.
And so I locked my keys inside the car. However, I never locked the tailgate. So I had to crawl up in there. And I did that like 8 times.
Dang,
So-
you just did this motion, which was like kind of a snake motion.
In the Golf?
No, in the Jeep before this.
Oh, the Jeep before that. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so just
Oh,
got
I
in
got
and
you.
crawled.
I was gonna say
I
you
imagine
crawled-
your body just doing that.
That's what it did.
Yeah,
That's what
snake,
it did.
just like worming up to the
I know.
front.
I used to lock my keys in my car
All the time.
all the time, just constantly. And I don't have a great story, but it was just infuriating.
It's so annoying. It's really
It is
so
the
annoying.
worst. It is the worst thing.
Because whatever plans you have when you do that are just out the window.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
cannot do whatever you wanted to do.
I locked them in. I locked my keys in my car right before we did a fantasy draft one time at Alex's house.
It sucks.
I got out of the car, shut the door. I was like, oh no, the keys are right there.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I called somebody to come.
Because you know, there's that
the thing.
tool that like the
Yes.
flat tool that like you can
Yes,
get
I
in.
mean you
and
can't
get
just
that.
carry it around in your pocket. But
No.
there was a time in my life where where it would have been better for me to just carry it around in my pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Just don't lock your car. I never lock my car doors. All 4 of them open all the time.
I'm honest. I have stopped locking
Yeah.
my truck door.
guys, come on.
Who's gonna break into our cars? Who looks at our cars and is like,
There's
There's
that's
something-
that's
there's something
that's
going
one
on
of the
in there.
benefits of driving the truck that I drive. It's like
Yeah.
I
no,
guess that-
it's like no thanks.
yeah,
Someone broke into my car when I had the Volkswagen Golf. I was at Speakeasy. They busted out my window and stole my iPod. This was like short enough time ago that like iPods were like not a
Not
thing that
in
a lot of
anymore.
people wanted.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so
that
I
is a
had
bummer though.
It was a huge bummer, because glass was, I was finding glass from the shattered like window
Yeah.
until I sold the car. Like you'd just be new, like you just
They
like
just show
move the
up.
thing and like there's just be more glass.
Yeah,
sucks.
that super
It
sucks.
sucked. And I called the police and they were like, okay, what do you want us to do? It's like, well, find the criminal. they're like, no, we're never gonna find this person. I was like, well, great. It's like, just listen to the person, listen to all my music. Like, you gotta find it. They didn't. They didn't take me.
That
very
seemed like it
serious.
would be enough information.
Nope. Hey guys, let's move on to our next Twitter question. It's from Andy Ryan, who wants to know the best Pop-Tart flavor. Have we already asked this?
I think so. Grape Ape said that a person driving a VW Golf isn't going to fight back or press charges if they catch you.
Hey, come on, man.
That's a good point.
Hey, come on, man. You're right. But now I drive a Jeep.
But he did try to press charges.
But now I drive a Jeep, and that's a whole nother ball game. Best Pop-Tart flavor is s'mores. Hands
Oh yeah, we
down.
have talked about this. Yeah,
Hands down.
yeah.
And you
Brown
don't-
sugar cinnamon.
Brown sugar cinnamon. I also
Wrong.
like cherry and strawberry.
Ugh.
Cherry's good. Blueberry.
Ugh.
I don't know. Blueberry, not really so much. I like the
Cherry's
cherry.
good. Cherry is good.
It's all s'mores.
They have to be toasted, by the way.
No, they do not.
Yeah, everything's worse when it's not warm.
Except
Not
for-
everything. Pop Tarts.
I take that back.
Yeah,
gonna say.
not everything.
Another question from the chat. Michael Ashton says he's asking for when can we cash out our chips on preseason hot takes? He said I predicted that Vit Krejci would overtake Maladone in minutes, which started to happen last night. We got to see Vit Krejci play
I'd say
for
the
extended time last night, 20 minutes.
and he wasn't bad.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's fine.
He made his threes, which made things look a lot better.
Right.
Athletically, there's a lot to be desired from Vit Krejci.
Hey, that baseline drive fake pass dunk wasn't bad.
He's
That was
really
pretty good.
skilled, really understands the floor. Made a couple passes that made you go, oh.
Yeah.
Last night.
Oh.
Oh yeah, last night I got to sit in the media row without a mask. It was great.
Congratulations.
Really?
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Oh, cool.
It was excellent.
Very cool.
Got to talk to the players. No mask.
Whoa, very cool.
It was great.
No one knew who I was until I put on the mask.
They didn't recognize you.
Like, who are you?
Who are you? You look so much different than I thought you would look.
Trying to- I think.
The Trigger Man is a mystery.
I think maybe Josh is the only person that talked to in person with only a mask before.
Mm.
I'm going to blow up the Pittsburgh Steelers. He doesn't say that.
He does say that. He
No,
said,
he does not.
I'm going to kill you, Ben Roethlisberger.
He does not say that. Hey guys,
That
let's
was
move.
my
Vit is
daughter.
definitely better than Teo. We can say that.
Teo had a good game not that long ago. How quickly we forget. I think he had a 20-pointer.
Yeah, I forgot.
So let's see. Also, to answer his question, total minutes it's all total minutes at the end of this. End of the season.
So-
You have to wait.
Total minutes
Gotta wait.
played. Poor Vit has been hurt the entire time he's been on the Thunder. And last night was like the first real
It's not a
opportunity
good sign.
that he's had to play. And also, he's got something wrong with his knee. He's got to get it scoped at the end of the season.
Are you serious?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
It's
These are consolation minutes then for him.
yeah. He'll play a lot in this next stretch. Certainly.
Hey guys, let's move on to our next Twitter question. It comes from @405fan, who says Shea and Giddey initiating the majority of the possessions last night without Dort taking a bunch looked good. If OKC could get a comparable talent that fit better, more off ball, would that make sense?
Without a doubt, it would
Than
make
Dort?
sense. Yeah, than Dort. I mean, just having a floor spacing wing is what they need. You know, that's where you watch a guy like AJ Griffin play right now for Duke, who's been awesome lately, and can envision a guy like that spacing the floor for them. And because really what those two need is more space. Like they need somebody to attract the defense. And certainly there wasn't anybody last night that they played with that could do that. And if they had another wing that could do that or a big that could do that, then yeah, it makes a ton of sense. Because Dort's really another downhill player. And they don't exactly need somebody else that gets downhill like that. They need somebody that can actually shoot it. But that will be interesting when Dort comes back. How he plays.
And it's really apparent when you play a team like the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Last night, where they don't have Chris Paul, So all they're doing, their ball movement is just unbelievable.
They were good.
And like everyone on that team can make a move and make a shot, make a move, pass the ball. They were just so freaking good.
And their
And
defense
it's
is
like-
good. Bridges was like a great first test for Shea
Yeah.
to see where he's at. And Aiden was kind of, at the beginning of the game, Aiden was really kind of messing stuff up for Shea, but Shea
Mhm.
adjusted,
Yeah.
which was good to see.
Yeah, but it shows you like, okay, these players on my team can't do as much in a certain type of role that we would like them to do.
Well, they're all, I mean, the Suns just have NBA guys up and down the roster.
Yeah. And that's what you forget. You think because they're on an NBA team that they're NBA guys.
Yeah, they're NBA men.
They're NBA men. P men.
There's like a whole man lineup out there
Yeah.
with Trey Man.
Is man a man? No,
No,
man's
no.
a dude.
Man's a dude.
He's not a guy yet. He has
No.
guy moments?
No,
Really?
not, I mean, that's not a thing.
Guy moments? Guy mummies?
He's a dude.
Really?
He played. The thing about Trey that's really funny is that you look in this, and he and Shea were kind of the opposite last night, where you look up, you're like, oh man, Shea has 15 points. Like, when did that happen? And with Trey, you're like, wait, Trey only has 4 points.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he'd have like 10, where it's just everything that Trey does is kind of spectacular.
Mhm.
And like you just enjoy watching him play basketball. And then you look up, you're like, he has 4 points on 5 shots. What happened? What's going on here? Where Shea last night, it was like, when did he get 15 points? Like, I only remember 4 of those points.
Yeah. Even defensively, it's the same thing between those two.
Yeah. Oh
We're
yeah.
like, I honestly, when I watch basketball, I'm like, I don't know if Shea's good or bad at defense
Yeah.
because he's just out there. But Trey, his mess ups are big mess ups.
Mhm.
And it's so obvious everything he does. It's a lot like Russ in that way.
Yeah. He is. Yeah. He doesn't play like Russ, but
Right.
he's kind of a loud player.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a weird observation I had last night.
Yes. It's a good one.
Hey
It's a
guys,
spectacular observation.
Spectacular.
Spectacular. Let's move on to our next Twitter question. It comes from @TheElephantKing, who wants to know, what was your worst hairstyle and how cool did you think it was at the time?
It was definitely the butt cut that I had in the 5th and 6th grade.
Butt cut. Had a crack?
He had a middle part.
Mm.
Just, long. Well, I used to just have like the mushroom cut, which is also pretty bad,
Yeah.
where it's just the bowl cut. And
Mushroom stamp.
then and then you just parted down the middle.
Yeah, it was a butt cut.
Yeah.
It was everybody was doing it. It was cool at the time. Definitely not cool.
Yeah. Bleached. I know you had some bleached. hips.
here's my
Luke, I know what
Yeah.
Luke says.
it was like 7th grade. Everyone was bleaching their hair. I bleached my hair.
Yeah.
And then in the summer, with bleached hair, I got cornrows.
He did.
And
It was a look.
it was a look, not a good one. And I thought it was very cool.
Wow. Do not post that on Twitter.
I think it's been posted before.
I was gonna say,
Hasn't
I feel like I've seen it.
There's
recently.
a picture of it out there.
I feel like I've seen it
Oh
recently.
no, that's bad for your career.
No, because I had the gold braces.
The gold braces
The
were
bleached-
the addition
the
that was just
bleached-
like
the
took it over the top.
The bleached cornrows. It was a choice. There are a lot of choices made.
Wow.
Yep.
A lot of cool choices.
Hey, it was cool.
Sounds cool.
You ever had a bad haircut?
Probably just what my hair did in middle school and early high school because
Yeah.
it was just so puffy. But I tried to do the skater / scene / emo, like trying to do a lot of stuff with it. But my hair wouldn't do it. So
Yeah.
what I do is go into the bathroom and get it wet, and then like frizz it out basically so that I could straighten it. So I could do the part
The swoop.
the swoop because it was too curly, so it wouldn't swoop. It would just like
You couldn't do your emo swoop.
exactly.
You had to get a flat iron.
Yeah, but I didn't want to do that. That was not,
You should have.
That would be embarrassing.
Be a scene kid.
Yeah,
what
but
real scene
instead I'll
kids
just
do.
go to the bathroom at the and like throw sink water all over my head and
Yeah, every scene kid had a flat iron. And just
Yeah, I
that
know.
Every
that
scene kid
thing-
had a flat
that
iron.
thing
I think
over.
that I think there's a song called "Every Scene Kid Had a Flat
and I
Iron."
wasn't seen. I guess it was just like
You were a skater.
skater, but like yeah,
You're a skater boy. Yeah, I know.
skater.
Yeah.
Guys, I have to go. to
Jay
work.
Jay is in the chat here.
Later, skater.
Jay's a scene kid. Jay, come on in.
Jay was definitely a scene kid. Jay says, "Who in the AJ Griffin range would take Lou and the Clips pick for their pick?" So the problem is the Thunder.
Luke, what do you think?
That's great.
The problem is that the Thunder might be in the AJ Griffin range when it comes to draft time. So unless they land in the top 4, they may be in the AJ Griffin range anyways. The Blazers are going to have 2 picks possibly in that range, so that maybe that's a team that would want Lou. I don't know. I don't know if Memphis would want Lou. They already have a lot of guards.
Okay,
I don't know. I would say probably the Blazers, but
I just ran a tankathon. We're third.
gosh, that would be wonderful.
Congrats. We did it.
That would be absolutely wonderful.
Worst Jay haircut. Whatever he's doing now. Ugh.
You know who B Rabbit is?
No, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is
I
either.
don't know who that
but
is
so-
either.
Great Babe is calling you B Rabbit.
I don't know what that is.
God, braces and bleached cornrows. Ha ha ha. Dang B Rabbit in the house.
Dang B Rabbit. I'm going to look at this up right now and I'm going to be offended. B Rabbit.
I don't know who B Rabbit is.
Oh,
That makes me very lame, I think.
is it Eminem from 8 Mile? B Rabbit.
Oh, I guess.
That was me. I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it. Hey, let me see. Okay, our last Twitter question. How about this? It comes from I am KevKevBot, who says, with 3 first-round picks in the upcoming draft, what percentage chance do you give Oklahoma City walking away from the draft with 3 first-round players?
It's an interesting question. I think if you're the Thunder, you probably don't want 3. I think that if there's a chance to draft and stash somebody, I think you would like to do that. So I don't know. The problem is, like, this is not a great international draft. And the guys that are like Jovic, I don't know if I think he probably wants to come over. And he's probably in the Clippers pick range. So, and then like you look at the second round, like I don't know these guys well enough. There's actually a couple guys from New Zealand that are going to be in this draft. I don't know if any of those guys are drafted in stash, but it might be good. Like they have the 34th pick too. Could they draft and stash that guy? Like maybe they could do that. But the 3 guys, my guess is that there will be some kind of trade, like maybe like what they did last year. So
Okay.
that's would be my guess. There's a chance that they like 3 guys and they take 3 guys, but I think it's more likely that they walk away with 2.
Jay had the butt cut. That's what he texted us. He had the shroom and the butt cut.
Oh, good. It was a look. It was a look that happened.
It was. I mean, that was the late 90s.
Yeah,
It was a different time,
late 90s.
wasn't it? Yeah, it's like elementary school when you had it.
Yeah,
That's 90s.
yeah, like 98. Yeah,
Because we had the year 2000 laser light show in the 7th grade.
we did have the laser light show
Yes.
and the
Mind blowing.
Y2K.
Y2K.
Were you a Y2K believer?
I had some worries. Everyone, you don't, like you. Oh, you didn't worry. You didn't worry.
I'm not saying I didn't worry. It was just it's a good take.
I was worried.
What were you worried was gonna? Do you remember what you were worried was going to happen?
Power out everywhere. No more power. And then
Bank accounts just gone.
yeah, I really didn't even get that far. Just like there's not going to be any more power, so there's not going to be any heat and air. Like you can't
Video
do
games.
anything. No more video games. Enjoy them while you last.
That was
gone.
our main concern, honestly.
Yeah, but then it didn't happen. Are you miffed? And are you peeved?
Miffed, and peeved. Man, just that my entire yard and driveway is just one sheet of ice.
That's one. That's sucker having a yard. Gave mine up.
That's true. You do not have a
I
yard.
don't need a yard.
Yeah. No, I'm just kind of over the wintry mix stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, it sucks. This one specifically is really bad because it's just all ice.
Yeah, it's annoying. And I couldn't go to the gym. Couldn't go to the gym the last few days.
Nope.
Because I hate working out at home.
Ugh.
Hate it.
Yeah. Well, here's the secret. Just don't work out.
Just don't
Sit on your couch, don't work out. That's the end of that.
Are you miffed?
Am I miffed? I'm really not that miffed right now.
You playing Elden Ring?
No, I'm not. It's not my kind of game. It's Alex has talked to me about it a little bit. I have other friends who are really into it, but it's like they're too hard.
What do you mean too hard?
Those kind of games are really hard. Like
Yeah.
the kind of games that it's like Dark Souls, very hard. I've always been told like they're really hard. I was like, I don't like that. You know, I want to feel like I'm really good at it. You know, even though I'm playing it on the easiest difficulty, I want to feel like I'm really good.
Yeah.
When in reality, I'm not very good. So I've come to terms with that.
Wow. Okay.
And it's important.
That is an important thing.
But that's about it. Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm not miffed it too much right now.
Well, get ready, everybody, for one of the Tank Super Bowls. We have a few Tank Super Bowls coming up here for the Thunder. One tonight in Indiana. As must lose as possible. The Pacers are one of the teams that's kind of sneaking up on the Thunder in the tank race. So it'd be a great one to lose. This would be one of the best L's that they could get tonight because they sit 1.5 games ahead of the Pacers in the reverse standings. They need to get some distance between this Pacers team. So it'll be interesting to see who plays tonight. Do they play Shea on a second night of a back-to-back? Let him rest. Let the boy rest.
Let him just take, you know.
Mark said he thinks he's going to play, but it'd be great to just let the boy rest a little bit.
Let him take his time.
Yeah. So, interesting game tonight. We will talk to you guys again Monday about that game. Hope you guys have a great weekend.
Poop.
Poop.